Alright, good morning all. It's a Saturday, I think it's around the 19th, and these bad boys here are rear springs, and hopefully sometime today I'm going to try and get those springs on my van. One of the reasons I have a problem is the springs have gone saggy. You have to excuse the junk here. Also, apart from the pan there, I have complete set of brake shoes, all the bits and pieces, calipers, you name it. They're going on after I do the springs, hopefully, if I get the springs done today. So there's my bike still, and there you go, and drums and whatever, some new reading, and there's the U-bolts. Let's see what happens today then. Cheers. Alright folks, and this is the culprit. Taking the wheels off. It's been jacked up. It doesn't look very secure, but it is, because the drive is so uneven. So axle stands both sides. Let's see if I can get the springs off, which is going to be a nightmare, I know it is, but as you say, that's the way it goes. So got a few tools sorted out. I've only got little baby tools. If not, I'll have to see if I can get some impact sockets. There you go folks, here we go, start again. Well, I got the wheel off, that was about it. I can't even get the drum off. I've got no tools. Got rid of most of my tools, as you can imagine, a couple of years ago. So I'm going to have to see my son if he's got some impact drivers, impact sockets, long reach. But yeah, job and a half. Cheers. Alright, it's a Saturday afternoon, and you may not notice, but the spring is missing from this side. The only problem I had, and you know how to undo a spring by undoing the bolts underneath here and the shackles at the back here. The only problem I had, it's got air suspension, so the axle wouldn't drop down, so trying to get the bent spring off was a bit of a pain, as you can see. And the other side, the two top leaves are okay, but the third one is flat straight, and it shouldn't be. Okay, so that's got to come off, but it took about 4 hours for me to sort of wangle that off, which wasn't too bad basically. And I've got to do the drums and the brakes yet, but that's neither here or there. Just want to try and get the spring back on. Anyway, I know it's not much of a how to do, because I don't do how to do. Cheers. That's the old spring. It's just flat. I'll go and take you a picture of the new ones. The new ones are 5 leaves, these are 4 leaves, so hopefully they'll fit. Oh yes, so I'll try that first. A bit blurry, but you get the general idea. These are 5 leaf, so they should be a bit better. The air suspension may come off yet, I don't know. So as you can see, a spring is a spring. I have new shackles. That's the old thing I've got to put back on. New shackle pin, pins. There you go folks, onwards and upwards. Right, there's the one spring on. The only difficulty is lining up the eye bolt there and making sure the U-bolts are okay. I haven't clipped over the little safety fasteners yet, just to check it. The spring shackle at the back was a bit of a problem, and it's seated okay in there. The only thing you have to drop, of course, as I've took the air suspension out on this side and I'll take the out on the other side, you have to drop the shock absorber, and I slackened off, you can't see it, the brake cable flexi, so that you've got a bit more movement, so that the axle will drop, because the axle just doesn't drop, not when the shock absorber is connected. That's one side done. Checked everything basically. Bit of a pain, but just having the tools for the job, and I'm not exactly fit as a fiddle. And this looks a bit Heath Robinson, the as I said before, the jack supports and stuff, but it is quite secure. So there you go. So all I've got to do is disconnect the air suspension from here, where you used to blow it up. So I shall nip that off both sides and unfurl it. I've only cut the U-clamps off, and the bolts are bolted it to the chassis, so in theory it could be fitted again, or it could be fitted to another vehicle. So there you go, keep going, see how far we get. Still got to do the brakes yet and the drums. Cheers. Alright, good afternoon all. You did see the van on its axle stands and stuff on the back. Back's pretty much been done now. I've removed the air suspension. I've got to find some bump stops, so new springs, new drum, new brakes, new cylinders, new couple of brake pipes, etc, etc. Still got to do the front. I still can't find any new calipers at the moment, but I'm working on it. It's up for a clean. Hopefully I can get out in another week or two, but there you go. So cheers.